Douglas Bickford, Truth TV. Today's date is the 11th of September 2013, 12 years after the U.S. government orchestrated 9/11 attacks. They blew the buildings up in a controlled demolition. All of them. World Trade Center 7 is really the smoking gun. World Trade Center 1 and 2. Those buildings, and if you look with your own two eyes, you can see 3 controlled demolitions that day. I can go on and on about all the facts out there on the internet about September 11, 2001. But the proof is all the video footage out there. It's overwhelming evidence of an inside job. I'm going to show you one clip of what is happening in New York City today. I'm going to show you the mainstream media's version, and I'm going to show you the independent investigators' version of what is happening on this day. And you'll only see the independent investigators of 9/11 from people like me, because the mainstream media won't touch it, because they're all bought off by the global elites, the cabal that did 9/11 to us, that blew the World Trade Centers up in a controlled demolition. So anyway, remember the fallen today. Truth TV will never forget. Doug and Donna will never forget. I'll never forget where I was that day, even though some people did, like George W. Bush. But anyway, behind me is the flag of honor. This is the flag that represents the 2,977 names of the victims of the attacks of 9/11. But the thing is, folks, our government killed those people.
I lost my husband,
my son,
my uncle,
my nephew, September 11th, 2001.
Most people don't know a third tower fell that day.
The government says fire brought it down.
The collapse of World Trade Center 7 was primarily due to fires.
I, along with 1,400 other architects and engineers,
have found the government's conclusion to be physically impossible.
Impossible.
We need the truth about what happened that day.
Go to rememberbuilding7.org.
Why it fell, why it matters, and what you can do.
And you don't have to be a conspiracy theorist to wonder exactly what President George W. Bush knew about the attacks, and when he knew it. According to the official White House version, it was at this moment in a Florida classroom that Bush learned the second plane had hit the World Trade Center and that the U.S. was under attack. But here's what George Bush himself said almost 3 months later when asked about September 11th.
I was sitting outside the classroom waiting to go in, and I saw an airplane hit the tower of a TV. You know, the TV was obviously on, and I used to fly myself, and I said, well, there's one terrible pilot. And I said it must have been a horrible accident. But I was whisked off there. I didn't have much time to think about it.
Now, wait a minute. George Bush was told about the second plane while he was inside the classroom. So you just heard him describe seeing the first plane crash on television that day. But that's impossible. No one saw the first plane crash on TV on September the 11th because the videotape of it didn't surface until the next day.